so today I'm going to review this Nanoflare 1000Z from Yonex. There's been so much hype building up to the release of this racket. There's been a lot of national players that have been trying it, and there is a lot of boasting of the attributes and the specs and the statistics about how this racket is headlight but yet still delivers a powerful smash. Okay, so I'm very happy to have this in my hand, and to be honest, at this point I've been using this racket for about a month plus. Okay, the shocking news is this, right? For those of you who have been following me, you know that I've been using the Astrox 100ZZ. This has been my favorite racket for I think about 2 to 3 years. I think it might finally be time for me to replace it with the Nanoflare 1000Z. Okay, so in today's review, I'm going to break down the statistics on how this racket fares and how does it feel in the court. Right, okay, so the first thing that I want to measure is the thickness of the shaft, right? Because most or if not all of the professional racket from Yonex, they will claim that this is a super slim shaft. And true enough, according to my measurements, it is 10 mm in the top and 7 mm at the bottom. Actually, this is still thicker than the 100ZZ, which by far shows the slimmest shaft at 6.3 and 6.2. What this usually will affect is that it usually means that the racket is stiffer, is slimmer, it may give a more powerful or a faster swing. Okay? But what's really interesting to note in this racket is the thickness of the frame itself, something that I haven't measured before. Okay, and just a comparison over here, the thickness of the frame at the bottom is 12.7, in the middle 12.3, at the top is 12.3. Okay, now how does this compare to the rest? Now Astrox 100ZZ is one of the slimmest, so it's at 10.9. In the middle, it is 10.3, and at the bottom, it is 11.1. Even without the measurements of a vernier caliper, just by putting it side by side, you can see how different this is, right? And this is the technology involved is what they claim as an aero frame, where it will cut the air resistance that will provide the faster smash that it boasts about having. The next thing I want to measure over here is the flexibility of the racket. Okay, and as you can see, with the 2 kg weight on it, the displacement is 10.1. And as a comparison, the Astrox 100ZZ gives 9.9 and the 88D gives 8.9. So the 88D is the stiffest racket. Okay, how does it fare in the court? The Nanoflare 1000ZZ feels like it has better control. It could be because of the headlight characteristic, or it could also be because it has a smaller frame, but it feels like I can place the shot where I want it to be more effectively and more accurately. Now, amongst the 3 rackets, the Astrox 88D produces the most powerful smash. There are 2 reasons for this. Number one, it has the stiffest racket at 8.9 mm displacement, and it also has the most head-heavy characteristics. Right, so measuring from the bottom to the top, the middle of the racket is at 30.4 cm, whereas compared to the Nanoflare 1000, the middle is at 29 cm. So this means that the Nanoflare is a lot lighter at the head as compared to the Astrox 88D Pro. Okay, so amongst the 3 rackets here, the longest racket shaft is the Nanoflare 1000ZZ. Okay, now as compared to the Astrox 100ZZ, you can see that the Astrox 100ZZ has a longer racket grip. It starts off much later, but it ends off much earlier. Whereas for the Nanoflare 1000, right, it has a longer shaft, it ends later, and it starts much earlier. I think this attribute contributes to how efficient the smash is. So recently, the Indian national player Ranky Reddy broke the world record in terms of the fastest smash with this Nanoflare 1000ZZ. Now he clocked in at 493 kilometers an hour. Wow, that's really crazy. That's even faster than F1, and that's faster than tennis. No wonder they say that badminton is actually the fastest sport ever. Just to show how crazy the jump is, Ranky Reddy broke the record by 72 kilometers an hour. It's almost like 100 kilometers an hour. It's really crazy. And it's even more mind-blowing to think that the record is broken by a head-like racket. Okay, and it's really cool because for me, I would like to have both defense and attack, and this racket is actually the answer, is the solution to that problem. Because of its head-like characteristic, it really shows very well in the court when I'm defending a smash. Right, I could easily move my hand yeah, at the right place at the right time, but at the same time, it doesn't compromise in the smash. I want to qualify though that it doesn't feel this way, right? In terms of if I compare using the Astrox 88D, yes, it almost feels like I'm throwing a hammer, and when I smash, wow, the smash feels very powerful. But when I play with opponents, my opponent will tell me that actually the Nanoflare 1000 also gives a really good smash. And for me, at least even if it doesn't feel like so, I feel like I'm a lot faster at the front court. So when I'm doing those attacking push or when I'm trying to intercept in terms of a doubles play, this is really a suitable racket. Okay, so here's my summary. Now, if you have seen my other videos, I will tell you that there's no such thing as like the best racket because it's really about suitability. If you want a defensive racket, you go for something more head-like, right? And if you want something a bit more powerful, you go for a stiff racket and a head-heavy racket. But here's the thing. I think no matter what kind of player you are, whether you're doubles or singles, whether you're attacking player or defensive player, I think you've got to try this racket. This racket is really leagues above the next best racket, and it has all the characteristics. Now I must say that Yonex did not sponsor me for this racket, but you know, Yonex, if you are listening or watching, you can sponsor me. But this is really good. It's so good that it's replacing my Astrox 100ZZ as the main racket. So from now on, all my review videos will have this Nanoflare as the benchmark. It is now my main racket, and if you haven't tried it, you should go and try it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next episode.